Hi, my name is Amy Bearce, and I'm an author for young readers and the young at heart. All of my books have some element of magic in them. Some of them are set in the contemporary world and have a little bit of magic, and some of them are set in a fantasy world with a lot of magic. My books are well suited for the 5th to 8th grade range, where people are beginning to outgrow middle grade, but they're maybe not quite ready for some of the more intense YA available, but they are suitable for upper teenagers and adults as well. My most recent book is Paris on Repeat, out with Jellyfish Press, came out in July. And this story is about a group of military kids and a girl named Eve who are living overseas in Germany and taking a class trip to Paris. And on this trip, Eve is hoping to tell her crush finally that she likes him when the worst thing ever happens, and yet she wakes up the next day to find herself still on this horrible, horrible day. So day after day, she has to figure out what went wrong, why is she trapped in this day, and how she can get out. It's kind of a Groundhog's Day for our tweens. It is also intended for 5th to 8th graders. They are in 8th grade in this story. A little bit of romance, but mostly it's a story of friendship and about overcoming your fears and trusting people with your heart. The next book in that series, the Wish and Wander series, is Refrain. This comes out in February 2021, and it does not actually involve the same characters. This is a different set of characters, this time in Rome, and an American from Austin named Lucas is there with his family. And so in this case, instead of being trapped on the same day, Lucas ends up traveling through time through ancient Rome and a little bit more modern Rome sometimes to learn about Rome, but also about himself. Both of these books are a lot of fun as far as that's a very light, kind of fun story with a lot of humor. So if you like humor and you like traveling and you like seeing new places, these would be good books for you. If you prefer stories of psychic powers and mystery and adventure, you might like Shortcuts. Shortcuts is contemporary, set in small town in Texas with 4 friends who each have a different secret psychic power. Our main character is named Parker, and she's a bubbly, chirpy, happy girl who happens to have a gift of psychic empathy, which means that she hurts when other people hurt, so she tries to make everybody feel better all the time. But this brings its own set of problems when a new girl comes in town with a lot of secrets of her own that she doesn't want out. So this story is probably a little bit more appropriate for 5th to 9th, although I've had 4th graders read it and enjoy it as well. There's a little bit more romance in this story, still very younger YA. And to the parents out there, if you liked Buffy the Vampire Slayer or know that vibe, that's sort of what this book is like. For those of you who love fantasy, I have a series called The World of Olivia that might be just right for you. Book 1 is Fairy Keeper. If you like fairies, this would be a great book for you. In this story though, fairies are not beautiful, happy creatures. They're actually closer to insects, and they sting and they bite, and Sierra is our main character. She kind of hates them, but it is her destiny to take care of them. And when all the little fairies die, and that's not too bad a spoiler because it happens in the very beginning of chapter, like near the end of chapter 1, when all the little fairies die, Sierra is sent on a mission to find out why and to find the missing fairy queens that might be able to bring them back. So in this story, there is a little bit more romance. This one is often popular with older teens as well as the younger tween age, and I have a lot of adult friends that have enjoyed this series too. If, like me, you wanted to be a mermaid when you were little, then Mer Charmer might be a great book for you. In this story, Phoebe, who is Sierra's little sister, is now 14, and she is going on to try to help the merfolk who are suffering under the rise of an ancient sea beast that's coming to try to take what's left of their magic, and she has to find magic of her own in order to help them defeat this ancient enemy. So in this story, there is a really sweet romance in this story. I really like it because of their relationship together. I find really fun. And then also, I did a lot of research for this book because half the book is set underwater with the merfolk. So this is a chance to kind of experiment with what would it be like if you could live underwater for a little bit. And I tried to be really realistic in the kind of creatures that they might encounter under there, in addition to the magical creatures that they find also. Our last book that we're going to talk about today is Dragon Redeemer, which is book 3 of the World Olivia series. Unlike book 2, with book 3, I do actually recommend that you start with book 1 and hopefully also read book 2, but at least book 1 before you read book 3. Because Nell is our main character here, and she is someone you meet in book 1, and she has gone on quite the character journey to reach this point. So just like the other 2, there's a little bit of light, sweet romance, but also in this one there's a lot more adventure and swords and dragons and battles. So if you like the idea of flaming swords and fighting fierce dragons and a really tough woman who's leading the battle, this one would be something you would enjoy. So those are my books. I hope that you'll check them out. They're all at the Schertz Public Library. The World of Olivia is in the YA section, and the rest of my books are in the juvenile or middle grade section. I would love to hear from you. You can find me at my website at www.amybearce.com or on social media at TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook on my author page, Amy Bearce. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time.